Okay guys, we're going to, all right, if you could just kind of time out and pause on what you're working on. We're going to actually go over your review sheet, okay, and the answers to your review sheet. Okay, number one, all right, so we're going over your review sheet, front page, guys. Number one, the solution to the linear system is the point of what? Intersection. B, when solving systems by substitution, you can look for the what? Look for the what? C, equation to have x or y solved for. Guys, so this is going to be helpful for you. Are you listening? This will be helpful for you tomorrow when you get to the substitution section and you're like, substitution. You can actually use the first section on your test as a reminder of what you're supposed to be doing for each method. All right, number three. Number three, when solving by elimination, you look for your opposite variables to cancel. Number four. C, one solution is not a special system. One solution is all the other systems that we've been solving, okay? One solution is the ordered pair, so that's not a special system. Special systems either have no solution or infinite solution. All right, number five. B. Oh, goodness. Y'all better get that right. Okay? What have we been learning for the past 3 weeks? Systems of linear equations. All right. Number 6. Okay? So number 6 was really nice because when I plotted the points, they actually crossed on one of the points. What was that ordered pair?
1, 2.
1, 2. Very good. I just follow the y-intercept, follow the slope, and it crosses at 1, 2. All right, now let's do number 7. Number 7 on substitution. The first thing I'm looking for is, just like we just said in multiple choice, for what? X or Y to be solved for. All right, so on number 7, do I have that on the get-go? I do, okay? So you need to write this on your review sheet. I'm going to give you another helpful hint for your test tomorrow. You have 3 questions for substitution on your test tomorrow. 3 questions. One of them you will have to solve for X or Y. The other 2 have it already set up for you. Okay, so because Y equals 5x minus 7, what can I do with that? What can I do with that? I plug it in for Y on the other equation. Are you guys paying attention? I plug it in for Y on the other equation. So negative 3x minus 2 times 5x minus 7 equals negative 12. I plug it in, and now what do I do? All right, you should already have this one done. What did you do, guys? Distribute. What's negative 2 times 5x?
Negative 10.
What's negative 2 times negative 7?
14.
Positive 14 equals negative 12. All right, Mason, what did you do next? Okay, subtracted 14 from both sides. Very good. And when I rewrite the equation, Trey, what else can I combine?
Negative 3x and negative 10.
Very good. To make negative 13x equals negative 26. I love it when it kind of starts working out like this. What would I do next, Shantanique? What's my next step? Up here. What's my next step to solve for x? Ethan? What's my next step?
Divide by negative 13.
Very good. Divide both sides by negative 13. And x equals 2. So now that I have x, I'm done, right?
No.
That's my answer. What do I need to do? Plug it back in for y. Now, technically, I could use either equation, but the obvious equation I want to use is which one? The first one, because it already has y solved for. I can just plug it back in. Y equals 5 times 2 minus 7. What's 5 times 2 minus 7? 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. And don't forget, okay, so I'm checking quiz corrections today. I'm seeing y equals 3 and x equals 2, but they're not putting it together in an ordered pair. Don't forget, guys, the ordered pair is your answer. I could probably just take off a point on that, but you're going to lose a point on your test if you don't put it together in an ordered pair. The ordered pair is your answer. So if you have your values separate and not in an ordered pair, that's actually not correct. Number 8, guys, is your elimination problem. You have 3 problems like this on your test tomorrow. So you might want to write that number next to this section. You have 3 problems. So elimination, with my goal with elimination is to cancel the opposites. Well, the way this system is set up, do I have opposites that are obvious? Here, do I have opposites that are obvious? Here, in the original system? No. Are there any opposites? There are not. However, there are coefficients that are divisible. Can 5 go into 10 evenly? Yeah. Can a 1y go into 7 evenly? 1 goes into 7? Yes, it does. Okay. So here's my point. I can multiply the first equation by some number that will make my x term the opposite of 10. What could I multiply 5 by to make it the opposite of 10? -2. What could I multiply 1y times to make it the opposite of -7? 7. So you can multiply the first equation by -2 to make your x's cancel, or by 7 to make your y's cancel. Either one would be fine, as long as one of your variables cancel. I did -2 to make x's cancel because I kind of guessed that most of you would make x cancel. -10x minus 2y. Did you do that? Did you distribute all the way? That's a mistake that I'm seeing. -2y equals -18. Okay, now rewrite your second equation. So I've had questions, well, am I adding these? Am I subtracting them? You're adding. You are adding these. -10 plus 10 is 0. That was my goal, to get it to eliminate. -2 plus -7 is -9. -18 plus -18 is -36. And when I divide both sides by -9, wait a second, why did I end up with +4? I thought I divided by a negative. 2 negatives. Positive answer. So I found y. Now how do I go back and find x? Plug it back in. 10x minus 7 times 4 equals -18. Could I have used the first equation? Absolutely. Okay, either one. 10x minus 28 equals -18. Did you add 28 to both sides? Did you do that? Okay, 10x equals 10, x equals 1. Again, don't forget to put it into the ordered pair. Who got 1-4? Did anybody get 1-4? Okay, awesome. You have 3 problems like that on your test tomorrow. Let's look at the special systems. Now, on this section, I am not going to tell you if it's elimination or substitution. However, with substitution, I have to have x or y solved for. Is that going to be easy to do on this one? No. And for elimination, they're already lined up. This is definitely set up for elimination. Okay, so on the second equation, someone raise your hand and tell me can you multiply by to get it to be the opposite and get them to cancel? Maya? 2. Okay, if I multiply it by 2, it actually makes it the same as negative, because 2 times -8 is -16, so instead I can multiply it by -2. Very good. -2 times -8, so I'm just going to rewrite the first one, is positive 16 plus 20y equals -12. So that's great. My x's cancel now. That's what I wanted. However, what now happens to y as well? Y cancels as well. This is where I'm saying, okay, I wasn't supposed to have both of them cancel. So now, because this is 0, I know that my answer is either no solution or infinite solution. It all depends on what the other side equals. What's 12 minus 12? 0. And so now that both sides actually equal each other, even though it's 0 equals 0, my answer is infinite solution. Infinite solutions. Okay, that's my answer. Now, if it was 0 equals 2 or 0 equals 5 or some other number, it would be no solution. Let's look at number 11. We will skip number 10 on the review sheet, but I'm going to show you your quiz problem from yesterday, and that will help you on your test tomorrow as well. Okay, 4x plus 2y equals negative 12. Okay, and it says to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Do you guys have number 11 done? Okay, so do it with me if you don't have it done. Slope-intercept form, let's say it together. Y equals mx plus b. So what am I saying? You're solving for y. You're solving for y. So what's your first step if you want to solve for y?
Subtract the 4x.
Yes, subtract 4x to the other side. Minus 4x to the other side. All right, and according to slope-intercept form, which term do I write first? Negative 4x minus 12. But I'm not done yet. What do I need to do across the whole equation? Divide by 2. You guys are going to be really good at this when you get to Algebra 1 next year. And this is Chapter 1 in Algebra 1. Okay? So y equals negative 2x minus 6. Very good. All right, let's look at number 13. I want to give you a minute to work number 13 if you haven't finished it already. Okay, if I need to write the equation, so on the quiz and even the quiz corrections, I still have people only finding the slope. It is true that you need to find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Negative 3 over 6 is negative 1/2. This is not your answer. You must write it in an equation. Did you write the equation? Y equals, say it with me, negative 1/2 x
Plus 8.
plus 8. That's not slope. Slope is rise over run. So that would be losing points. But that's a very, very good question. She asked, can it be a decimal? Well, if you write it as a decimal, it's no longer slope because slope is rise over run. It's got to be a fraction. All right, have you done 15?
Yes. No. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and finish 15. Okay, number 15, what do the angles of a triangle add up to?
180.
180. So 50 plus 70 plus x equals 180. So if all three angles need to add to 180, what does x have to be? 60. If x is 60 and x and y are supplementary angles add up to what?
180.
180. You can subtract from 180 to find y. Or the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two interior angles not touching it. What's 50 plus 70? 120. Either way, guys, 120 and 60, these two angles have to add up to 180 because they're supplementary. Okay, so that's 15. All right. No, you're not going to do number 10 on your review sheet, but your test question, which is what I went over yesterday, is very similar to this modeling real life question. Okay, you buy 25 sweatshirts. You need an equation to represent how many sweatshirts you bought. Can anybody remember what we talked about yesterday? What would be our equation here, Elizabeth?
X plus y
Equals 25. Can anybody remember what my second equation was supposed to be, Mason?
8 x plus 250 y equals 170.
Equals 172.50. Okay, so I'm going to start working through this just so we can get it on the recording. We did work this one yesterday. We want to solve by substitution. X equals 25 minus y. Okay, I need the background noise to settle down, please. Okay. All right, what can I do with 25 minus y?
You can put it with that.
Plug it in for x. 8 times 25 minus y plus 2.5y equals 172.50. I have to write kind of small to fit everything in. 200 minus 8y plus 2.5y equals 172.50. 200 minus 5.5y equals 172.50. Subtract 200. All right, just following the steps here. Negative 5.5y equals negative 27.5. Divide by negative 5.5. And y equals 5. 5 what? 5 what, guys? 5 hats. Okay, well, if you bought 5 hats,
20 sweatshirts.
what number plus 5 equals 25? 20 sweatshirts. Because you bought 25 total. All right, your work has to be there on your test tomorrow. Okay? No, don't give me the review sheet. Hang on until tomorrow. If you understand that, that's everything you need to know for your test tomorrow.